Hi folks, my name is Brandon and I've been proudly selling RVs here at Access RV for over 5 years now. Here at Access RV we take a little different approach to the sales experience. Our goal is to be an educator and help you make a well-rounded decision rather than the typical RV salesman experience. At Access RV we're also a proud Route 66 dealer and we try to reflect that in our day-to-day business by showing a high level of integrity and treating every customer with the most respect possible. Hey folks, Brandon here at Access RV again. Today I'm going to be covering one of the newest floor plans out of Palomino. This is their HS650. This is specifically designed for the growing super short bed market. This particular one is designed to fit your standard length 6.5 foot bed or your even shorter 5'5" to 5'7" super short beds. Today we're going to walk around it, talk about some features and benefits, and what makes Palomino the #1 selling camper brand in the country. First off, the reason that these guys give you so much value, so much more dollar per dollar than the competitors, is Palomino is Forest River's truck camper brand. For those of you who aren't familiar with Forest River, it is one of the largest manufacturers of RVs on the planet. Tons of buying power. They're actually owned by Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett. So the nice thing about that is they'll cut deals with their suppliers. Well, they'll go out and they'll buy 10,000 refrigerators, 10,000 furnaces at a time, and rather than inflating their profits and prices, they'll pass those savings on along to the customers. So you do get a lot more dollar per dollar with these guys. With their hard side models, they use a mixture, some lighter weight floor plans using wood, others using aircraft grade aluminum. But all of them are going to use the solid block foam insulation, which gives you about 40% improved insulation over competitors. Gel coat fiberglass for the sidewalls. They currently have the option of, this is either the pearl or they'll do a cool gray. And they have a fully laminated roof that's walkable as well. So let's walk around, let's point out some of the features. First of all, here at the door, they're now using friction hinge doors. You see how it takes a little bit of effort to open this. It's stiff and rigid in the hinges. This eliminates the need to use your standard plastic door latches. If I had $1 for every time I had forgotten that I had one of those hooked, swung the door and either ripped it out of the wall or broke it, I wouldn't need a paycheck from here. These are designed to stand up to 20 mile/hour winds. Really a cool door design. Looking up here, you'll also notice that they've gone to the tinted bonded frameless windows. Really gives it a sleek and more modern look, makes them look very upscale. Coming to this corner here, let's talk about the jacks. These guys use the Rico Titan jacks. They're a 2,000 pound capacity. The unique thing to Palomino is they use a convertible jack setup. You notice these 4 screw bolts here. If you ever wanted to upgrade to power jacks, instead of having to replace the whole leg, all you have to do is swap out the head with the motorized unit, plug it into the pre-wired each corner, and then add the controller inside. So if you wanted to add it down the road, it's a lot more cost efficient than having to do the whole setup from scratch. Looking at the side here, all the hard side Palominos have an outside shower with hot and cold water. They're also going to include either a 4-gallon Suburban water heater or a 6-gallon Atwood. They are all going to be a DSI, which stands for direct spark ignition. Really simple to use. You flip a toggle switch inside and it electronically ignites your pilot out here. And we'll just leave that open for now. Coming up to the front, if you look at the knee walls here, the newest batch of Backpack Edition Palominos, they've actually made this knee wall here 4 inches taller than what it used to be. If you've seen a little bit older campers, it's pretty regular that you see people having to put 2x4s or 4x4s underneath it to give you enough clearance for your sidewalls here. By making this 4 inches taller, it eliminates the need to use any risers. You'll also notice they use 4-inch bumpers in the front to protect your truck. Most trucks up at the back of the bed, they'll have a little bit of a lip there. Keeps that from hitting the camper and causing damage to either the truck or the camper itself. Forward of that is the vent for the battery box. These do have an interior battery box, which is nice. And we include that battery for free here at Access RV, so you know that that's going to be included with the sale. Detachable 7-way plug to plug into your truck. That's going to recharge your battery, run your 12-volt systems. This is another really cool thing I like. For their 30-amp shore power cord, they use a detachable marine cord. Really easy to use. The advantage to this is you see a lot of them where it's a pull-out cord. You're starting to see in modern times a lot of people at campgrounds or even at homes pulling that cord out, cutting it, and then selling the copper and the wire. Or even if you're up on the mountain, you always have the possibility of damaging the cord. If it's pull-out, if you're not an electrician, you're kind of stuck on the mountain. With the detachable, all you have to do is go buy a new cord and you're back to square one. Another unique thing to Palomino is the exterior charge station. Really cool feature. I have not seen any other camper brand that does this. How this works is, like I mentioned, you have your interior battery box. Say you have like a battery charger you plug into your garage, hook up to your battery terminals to recharge it. Rather now than having to physically take your battery out, carry that heavy thing into your garage, you can hook a battery charger up to this, directly charge it that way. If you have portable solar panels, you can charge your battery that way. Or even just with jumper cables, you can have a series of extra batteries in the bed of your truck to supply you with more power. Satellite and cable connections. If you're at a campground or you have a portable satellite dish, you have your TV connections there. This is another cool feature. All the hard side Palominos are going to have the Furrion 10-amp solar charger as a standard. So if you have a Furrion solar panel, just plug it in. The wiring's already all there. They're all going to include a minimum of one 5-gallon propane tank. Some are going to have a 7-gallon. Others are going to have multiple tanks. You also notice they've adjusted to the slam latches rather than the twist style. A lot easier to use, a lot higher end look to them. Back here to the rear, another unique feature is all the Palominos are going to come with a pre-wire for a Furrion backup camera. How this works is if you did opt to get the camera, all the wiring is existing. You just take these 4 screws out to take the plate out, mount your camera in there, and then the monitor is wireless. You just plug it into your cigarette lighter for power, and the image is all transmitted wirelessly. Really cool if you're towing a boat or 4-wheelers behind you to keep an eye on them, or if you're simply just trying to maneuver and back up into a driveway. Also, all the Palominos are going to have the large folding entry assist handle that is a 3-position. As you can imagine, when a truck camper is in the bed of your truck, it is elevated. Trying to climb up your scissor steps or step on a hitch, it does give you a lot better entry point to grab onto, really help with balance. Let's swing in the inside and I'll go over some of the features in there too. Alright, so now that I covered all the really cool features on the outside of this RV, let's talk about some of the stuff on the inside that makes it a high quality camper too. The first thing that I like to point out, kind of working from the top down, all of the lights inside are going to be LED. Huge advantage there. These LED bulbs have just a really minor battery draw. They're going to use next to no energy to have them running. The secondary benefit of them that a lot of people don't realize is LED bulbs, they don't generate heat like your old style incandescents. I'm sure all of you RVers out there have seen the old style where the incandescents kind of start to burn and yellow your lenses. You're constantly replacing those. You're never going to be doing that with LED bulbs. Plus, you know, with at least a 10,000 hour bulb time, the bulbs aren't burning out, you're not replacing them either. Your hard side Palominos are going to come with a minimum of a 3 cubic foot 3-way Dometic refrigerator, such as this model here. Being a 3-way means that it's going to run off of AC power, DC power, or propane. So you have 3 different methods to power this refrigerator. Other hard side Palomino models are either going to have a bigger 4 cubic foot refrigerator or a double door 6 cubic foot refrigerator. Inside this here, it might be kind of hard for my cameraman to see. Let him peek under here. Under the trap door section up top is your freezer. So I'll close this and let him be able to maneuver again. Another thing you'll notice in here is I'm about 5'10". By no means am I a tall guy, but really tall ceilings. These are about 7 feet tall. You'll also see it's pretty accent up at the front. They have the Cathedral Ceilings where it's arched. That gives you even more interior height. The big benefit of that with a truck camper is most brands, you climb up on the bed here, you're either hunched over trying to fit in there, or you're not sitting up at all. This gives you the option to sit up in bed comfortably if you're on your phone or on your tablet when you're winding down at night. With Palomino, all of their cabinets and drawer fronts are a hardwood. They're made out of walnut, mortise and tenon attachment, so it's more residential grade for how those are built. I talked on the outside about the frameless bonded windows. They are hinged on the top, and by using this wheel crank, they open up from the bottom. Cool thing about that is you can leave that open in a rainstorm, and all the water is simply going to run down the slope of the window, and you're not going to have it coming inside. You'll also notice with this model, they use the friction-based nightshade. Gives you a lot cleaner look than the corrugated aluminum mini blinds, which quite often bend and are brittle, hard to clean. Coming around here, another unique thing about this floor plan is most campers and all of the other Palomino models, their dinette's going to be running lengthwise. On a really short floor plan like this, that really eliminates the function of a secondary bed. With this, what they've done is they've actually designed the dinette to be opposing, going east-west, just like your bed up top. That gives you a lot more room to sit around the table when you have it set up. And the nice thing is it makes a really functional secondary bed. This is going to be about 80 inches wide, and it looks like you're pretty close to 3 feet wide. So pretty comfortable for a single adult, maybe a couple of kids. While we're on the note of beds, this is something that is really shining grace with Palomino. Like I mentioned, they're a Berkshire Hathaway company. The company that owns Palomino also owns Serta. So a lot of people you'll see they use what's called an RV queen, where they dumb it down by a few inches. Foam pad, not really super comfortable. Palomino in all of their models use a residential queen mattress. 60 by 80 inches, inner spring Serta mattress, really superior to most RV setups you see out there. Also, you'll notice the furnace here. It is forced air, oversized. They do a 20,000 BTU in all of their models. That is really overkill for the amount of square footage inside here. Over in the kitchen section, 2-burner Suburban cooktop. This is the switch I mentioned to ignite your DSI water heater and your water pump. And lastly, we'll kind of talk about the entertainment. These guys use a Jensen unit for their stereo. This is going to be AM, FM, CD, and DVD, and Bluetooth. So if you had a TV in here, you can hook it up to that, run your DVDs, pair your phone to it, stream music that way. And it does have both interior and exterior speakers. Back up next to the stereo, you'll notice they do a skylight over the sink. Helps to allow a lot more light in, so you're not using that minimal energy of the LED bulbs. And then above the bed is the high-powered 14-inch Fantastic fan. Those are phenomenal for circulating air, or if you're in pretty warm temperatures, keeping it cool in here. Those will recirculate 920 cubic feet of air in under a minute. Really, really cool. You'll crack one window, you turn that on, and it'll generate a 10-mile-per-hour breeze in here. So in all but the hottest weather, that's going to be adequate at keeping you cool. Anyways, I hope you learned something from this new Palomino video. Any questions, please give us a call, shoot us an email here at Access RV, and as always, we're happy to be your truck camper superstore.